Banks didn't advertise on TV in 1910, but if they had, the message for what today is called Emprise Bank might have sounded familiar. Because even back then, this was a bank not afraid to share the values and ideals of the working men and women it served. Founded at the edge of North Wichita's thriving stockyards industry, Stockyards National Bank was a community bank in every sense. With assets of only a few $1 million, it played an essential and active role in the daily lives of its customers. Over the next half-century, as the community around it grew and evolved, so did the customer base and assets of Stockyards National Bank. Along with these changes came changes in ownership. By 1965, the bank had become part of Sierra Petroleum, a company active in the oil business and grain storage facilities. Faced with financial difficulties, the company's shareholders decided to sell. For the previous decade, two local businessmen, W.A. Matt Michaelis Jr. and William L. Bill Graham, had shared success as partners in Graham Michaelis Drilling. Now, with the chance to expand their operations, they decided that buying Sierra and its holdings made good business sense. So in May 1965, Mick and Bill purchased Sierra Petroleum, and with it, the $20 million Stockyards National Bank became the first in what was to be a string of bank purchases for them. As their bank prospered, Mick encouraged his son Mike to take a job there. A graduate of University of Kansas with a newly earned degree in finance, Mike Michaelis joined Stockyards National Bank in June 1969. In 1970, Mick and Bill acquired their second bank, Allen County State Bank and Trust in Iola, and a year later, expanded their bank holdings yet again with the purchase of Wichita State Bank. In 1972, as it was now serving interests well beyond just those of the Stockyards community, the Stockyards Bank's name was changed to United American Bank and Trust Company to reflect its more diverse base of customers. That same year, Mike Michaelis was named Executive Vice President. Over the course of the next 2 decades, the company's network of banks continued to expand throughout the state, with the addition of banks in Potwin, Eureka, Moran, Council Grove, Hillsboro, Hayes, and the National Bank of Wichita. In 1976, Mike was elected president of Wichita State Bank, and after the purchase of National Bank of Wichita in 1981, he served for a time as president of both institutions. With Bill Graham's passing in the 1980s, the Michaelis family purchased the Graham family's ownership in the banks which had been acquired over the years. Under the Michaelis family, the company continued to pursue the vision set forth more than a decade before. With their bank holdings increasing, Mike and Mick spent untold hours each month traveling the state, going to board and loan meetings, attending to administrative matters, and personally familiarizing themselves with each market they served. On January 1, 1989, the 3 Wichita area banks were officially merged into a single institution, and Emprise Bank was born. Within a year, the names of the other community banks were also changed to Emprise. The 1990s saw the Emprise Bank network continue to grow in both asset size and number of accounts. It was during this decade that, under the guidance of a new president, Tom Page, and now chairman of the board, Mike Michaelis, Emprise acquired Wichita Federal Savings and Loan and established new branches in Lawrence. To serve this rapidly growing organization, the bank moved in 1997 into new offices at 257 North Broadway in Wichita, christening it the Emprise Bank Center. In 2002, Emprise opened a location in El Dorado. In 2003, locations were acquired in Humboldt and Chanute. Over the next 2 years, the community banks were all merged under a single Emprise Bank charter, creating one bank and one way to do business. In 2006, Emprise took another major step in its continuing growth, acquiring Prairie State Bank. Today, as a business 100% owned by the Michaelis family, Emprise Financial Corporation, sole owner of Emprise Bank, encompasses a network of banks in over 20 communities across Kansas, with more than $1.5 billion in assets. Supporting over 400 employees and serving a customer base of over 100,000 business and personal accounts, Emprise continues to provide the very latest in financial products and services within a framework of individualized, customer-centered relationships.
The century-long journey that brought us here has taken many turns through many Kansas communities, but we believe the most exciting part of that journey lies ahead. As the financial services industry continues to evolve, as the needs of consumers and businesses continue to grow and change, so will Emprise Bank. Expanding our capabilities, improving our processes, adopting advanced technology, and employing the best people to meet and benefit from each new challenge. Anticipating the needs of the marketplace to deliver a superior experience to each and every customer we serve. This is what drives us, and it is our continued success in this endeavor that will stand as the legacy of the Michaelis family and Emprise Bank.